Hello once again, and I'm back with the second video of this series. And today we're gonna check the 10 for me, the top 10 most beautiful European banknotes under $20. After Africa, and now it's Europe. And in Europe, the banknotes are normally a bit more expensive, but we will find some nice examples here. And we're gonna start with Bulgaria. And this was pick 107. It was part of a beautiful series that didn't really last that long due to rampant inflation and at around this time in Bulgaria. So this was issued between 2004 and 2006, and then the leva was actually reevaluated to be fixed on par with the Deutschmark. Um, but this one is one of the most beautiful ones of the series, which is a very nice series, to be honest. Here we're talking about Nikola Fichev, who was an architect, and the detail here on the church is it's absolutely amazing. First, the front part, but as well as the back, which depicts two different churches. And also, what I really like about the series is this security strip, which makes these unique. Market value of this one, around 18 bucks at the moment. Second one, and this could not, no list could be done without of Europe without a banknote from Czechoslovakia. These are the 20 korun from 1988 of the last series before separation between Czech Republic and Slovakia. This one is overall one of the most beautiful series of banknotes ever created, in my opinion. And the 20 is actually my favorite of these ones. It depicts education as a subject, and it has a very particular feeling that you also see in stamps from this kind of cartoonish drawing from Czechoslovakia. The front is nice, but the back is absolutely marvelous. The colors, the detail, everything. And this is actually a quite cheap banknote at around $6. Um, Good. Then something from Germany, last series before the euro, and this 20 Deutschmarks, which is now 10 euros, is basically perfect. Actually, this whole last series is for me beautiful. I would well, the 10 Deutschmark and the 1,000 are not the most beautiful ones, but the remaining banknotes are actually stunning. This one with um, Arete von Droste-Hülshoff is beautiful, and the back, what to say about here, the detail on the quill, absolutely stunning for the last edition of the Deutschmark. This 20 marks banknote, you can get it at $20 around that. It might be 22, 24, depending on how the dollar fluctuates. But in Germany, you can get this uncirculated for around 20 euros or $20. You can get it cheaper than 20 euros. Next, also last series before the euro, and an amazing banknote with the Saint-Exupéry and the Little Prince. That's the French 50 franc from 1992 to 1999. There were actually two versions of this one, which are quite similar, the 157 and the 157A. Here, to be honest, this is, you can get this at $20. You can probably get even cheaper in France. But here, this one is quite a unique banknote because it depicts, of course, Saint-Exupéry, besides being a writer, for very known for the Little Prince, he was also a fighter in the Second World War and a pilot. But here, the detail of the Little Prince here with the security features, and also if you read some articles about it, there are some hidden also security features with other parts of the Little Prince book. Absolutely amazing, this one. also from a very nice series. Next one is the only polymer banknote and probably the cheapest here on the list. It's the 50 dinar from nowadays North Macedonia, back in Macedonia. This is actually a revamp from the paper edition, which is similar. But what I like here is basically the security window, which is quite different from what you are normally used to in some kind of format, which relates to the Emperor Anastasius, and which is also seen here in the front of the banknote, but also the back with this magnificent 12th century frescoes. It's quite an interesting banknote. The market value of this one is around 80 cents. You can get this for $2 at eBay without any real issue. Well, being my country, Portugal could uh, not be on this list. And here I have the 2000 escudos from 1991 to 93. This is quite an oddity, to be honest. There is a last series of banknotes for which this 2000 does not make part, are all based on the navigators. But this one came before, and it's not really part of any real series. It's just a one-off, but it's also not a commemorative banknote. Anyway, its market value nowadays would be around, or fair market value is 10 euros, although we cannot really trade this one anymore. On the internet, you'll find it very expensive at around $50 to $40. But in Portugal, you can get this for $20, give or take. It's for me one of the most beautiful banknotes ever done. Not just so much the depiction here of the navigator who actually crossed the Cape of Good Hope, Bartolomeu Dias, for the first time, but the design, all the amount of different symbolism in this one, and very Portuguese, of course, for me, it's a bit more enthusiastic than other nations might see, from the the crown symbol at the time to the astrolabius, which was based to navigate the seas, to the this wheel of the winds, and also this ball that it's still depicted nowadays in the Portuguese flag, to this sonnet from um, Lusíadas, which is a very well-known Portuguese poem. It's just overall extraordinary. This banknote. Well, I was wrong. Actually, this one is a bit cheaper, the Romania one. So this is actually another oddity and a very beautiful one. This was a banknote commemorating the solar eclipse in August of 1999 in Romania. Well, it was the first polymer banknote for Romania, and since then all the banknotes have been polymer. 45 million of those were issued, so they became quite current, I would say. That's why they are actually so cheap in the market, around the $1.50. There's also the possibility to get it in a folder. I think around a million were made in a folder, but even those are around $4 nowadays. Nevertheless, the banknote is just not that it was the first polymer banknote of Romania and I think of Europe, but that the whole uh, design is quite futuristic in the sense that you wouldn't expect a country in Europe to come up with such a banknote. Anyway, it's a beautiful one made with uh, a bit of um, creativity on something that I don't believe nowadays anyone would issue a commemorative banknote of something like an eclipse. Next one, and I do like Russian banknotes a lot, I have to admit, but this one is already from Russia, not the Soviet Union, although it's using the same symbols of the Soviet Union. Now I'm choosing this one because the original 200 rubles from the past, which would be, well, a lot of money from for the 80s. The 80s version would be around $40, give or take. So this one with an overprint here in the back, it's basically the same, but with this overprint, makes it much cheaper than the PIC 244. But here it's just that all the banknotes of this series depict Lenin, but this one is quite beautiful in terms of colors. It has all the communist symbols to it. Um, Lenin here, the Soviet Union coat of arms, also the Kremlin here in the back, well, the communist symbol, international communist symbol. So it's really a joy to behold, and you can get this by $10 nowadays. Now, this is something that it's still being used from Serbia. Also, an amazing series that has been a bit revamped back and forth. But I think the 500 dinars is probably the nicest one of the series. Although the whole series is actually very nice, and the 100 would also make this list probably with if there was a top 20, and that one was with Nikola Tesla. But this one here, the 500 dinar, here with the geographer Jovan Stivic, I hope that I'm saying this correctly. It's an absolute beauty, not just for the color scheme, mostly in the back, but also the design here of the geography subject and this the symbol here, the security feature. Absolutely um, amazing. Fair market value is around $5 of this one. You can get it on eBay for around 9, give or take. Last but not the least, it's a banknote that just came out last year or this year. Um, Although it has here 2019, I believe this banknote came out this year. Um, and this is like a revamp from the old 200, uh, even from the from Ukraine, but they made it much nicer here. Not just the pink colors make it absolutely beautiful, but the writer here, Alicia Ukrainska, is clear on the picture. The whole security features are beautiful. The rose here in this pink lila color. The strip here is amazing, and also the back, although not as nice as the front, also has some interesting detail. This one fair market value is around $7. You can get it market at the moment for 12.50. Well, in the future, I guess the Ukrainian currency will devaluate as it has been doing in the last couple of years. You can probably get this one a bit cheaper if they don't do another revamp of the currency. But that was my list for top 10 of cheap banknotes of Europe. So next week I'll probably have a video updating my collection of some acquisitions. But in 2 weeks you'll have another continent, probably Americas. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.